Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
I'm Rick.
And today we are talking about the wrong way to use healing magic. But before that, we were talking about the super in-depth plot of Glass Lip and as well as some real-life work experiences and life lessons. If you want to catch a part of that water conversation, join us live on twitch.tv/Featured Anime Podcast. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can listen to the pre-show at patreon.com/featured anime podcast. $1 a month to get you access to that bonus content. Of course, all our links and information and everything like that are available for you in the show notes, as well as online at featuredanimepodcast.com. We want to invite everyone to experience Japan from the comfort of your own homes through Tokyo Treat snack boxes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jack, what in the world is Tokyo Treats? And is it just some random dude going out there throwing things in a box and shipping it out my way? And, you know, just I'm getting a normal box full of normal stuff I can go down to the local corner and buy. The answer is no. Tokyo Treat is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack box that features unique and exclusive flavors from all around Japan. And each box is filled with up to 20 snacks, giving you a variety of fun and exclusive flavors that are from Japan. So every treat is always going to be delicious. And in these snack boxes, there are items like limited edition Kit Kats, unique flavored chips, and the occasional Japanese soda to help quench your thirst too. And these items are only available in Japan for a limited time. So you know you're going to get yourself something really tasty every single month. Additionally, what makes these snack boxes great on top of all that, Tokyo Treat has a different theme every month, with it usually aligning with the season or holiday in Japan or promoting certain Japanese cultural celebrations. So you know that they go out there and carefully select these perfect snacks to help convey what they are trying to tell you with this theme. Plus, every box also comes with a cultural guide booklet containing the culture information for Japan, an explanation of the snacks like the flavors, ingredients, and allergen information, so you can make sure that you are not eating something that you shouldn't be eating, you know, so that way you can be careful and enjoy the wonderful snack box that you get every month. And speaking of themes, Tokyo Treat would like you to kick off Japan's summer festival season in style with the Summer Matsuri Flavor Fest. So they want you to experience the tastes of Japan's summer Matsuri festivals with all of their favorite festival flavors, snacks, and event-inspired treats from all across Japan, giving you a chance to discover the fun, flavor, and excitement of Japan's Matsuri festival in this month's box. Now, couple of the treats that are in this box are the Kit Kat Gold Caramels. The super sour vinegar chips were absolutely delicious. The cookies and cream Mannequin waffle was absolutely to die for, along with the 7 spice and mayo Corinto, which I absolutely loved. There's a whole bunch of different flavors and little snacks and treats that are inside this box, so you honestly can't go wrong with it at all. Now, special for our listeners, if you use our affiliate link along with coupon code Featured Anime, you'll get $5 off that very first box, and trust me, it is worth it. Every single month, I look forward to it. Every single month, I enjoy all the treats that are in there, and I cannot get enough of them. So, again, use our affiliate link in the show notes along with coupon code Featured Anime at checkout, and you get $5 off that very first box, and it is worth it. And now, onto the meat and potatoes. The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic aired in January 2024 through March 2024. So it is a relatively new airing of a show for us in comparison to what we usually review in regards to when we're recording this. A couple producers for it are Frontier Works, Volantis, Half HP Studio, just to name a couple of them. Studio for it is Shin-E Animation and Studio Ad. It's based off of a light novel. It's action, fantasy, and isekai, and it's 13 episodes long. Now, the story course portion of the story focuses on Usato, who is a normal high schooler kind of going through life, and he ends up getting isekai'd into another world with Suzune and Kazuki, who are very upstanding, high class students, so to speak. They are like the class president and vice president, and they are outstanding individuals. They are being summoned into another world, and Usato just happens to be by them and ends up getting dragged into the world alongside them just because he just happens to be there. This does not actually make him this actually doesn't work to his advantage, since he ends up getting blessed with a super rare kind of magic, which is healing magic. As a result, the commander Rose ends up finding out that he has this super rare healing magic and decides to take him under her wing and train him to be the best kind of healer he can be, and someone who can be her true protege. And this is basically the story of Usato going through life, being the best kind of healer that he can be, being trained by Rose, living up to the expectations, embracing the world, and then also at the exact same time getting glimpses of the life as Suzune and Kazuki as they're adapting into the world that they're in now too.
I mean, that's a decent overview.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be the in-depth review. I mean, like, what would be the purpose of that?
I was like, I can't really add anything to that without, Anyway, so one of the things that I thought was really awesome with this show, let's call it, was the common sense. I loved how it was the smartest way to use everything and anything you could do, with specifically in regards to healing. The dude became Wolverine without the claws.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? It starts off like, because you normally have like healing magic and the main characters are usually like, oh, I can heal everyone else or I heal myself and everything, but you never really approach the healing in the same way that they use it here, right? And
no.
What's great is how they introduce you to it. So take Shield Hero, for example. You get summoned into this world and everything, and the king totally just dirt bags on him. He gets screwed over every chance he gets, everything. However, when Usato gets here, he's an innocent bystander. They're like, hey, you know what? We understand you'll still have magic. Let's go get it taken out. And you have Kazuki and Suzune basically take their magic. Suzune can use lightning. Kazuki is a light magic user. And they're like, oh, this is really rare and this and that. And then Usato comes up, he touches the globe and it's green. He's like, oh man, that's a really pretty ember green. And the priest is just wigs out, which I truly loved because you don't see that. It's not a freak out because they don't, have a, like he's got some evil power. It's like, no, she freaks out because he's got healing magic. And the king's reaction, just cherry on top is just the cherry on top. We got to hide him. We'll keep you safe. We'll put you up somewhere. You're just going to hide. Just hide. Yeah. You don't have to worry about nothing. Just hide.
Oh, they went from indifference to overprotective tiger mom.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it was such a beautiful, hilarious, out of left field, just kick in the ribs. And when I saw this, I saw the deep amber green, and I went, "Oh man, okay, so he's an evil one now. He's going to be a necromancer." I mean, the title of the show is "How Not to Use Healing Magic" or the wrong way to use healing magic. And I'm like, okay, so he's going to bring back corpses, and now he's just this evil villain. It's just another one of those archetypes. Nope. They're like, we got to save you. It'll be okay. We're going to hide you, and then this super omega badass busts down the door, and even the king sits a little taller, being like, well, everything's fine, and then of course our guy had to blurt out his own like, so what's it mean if I got green? And she goes, what was that? What'd you say? And their immediate reaction was over the top. We're gonna rocket him out of the country. Nope. She somehow, without wings, flies. Somehow, without wings, without like superhuman ability, just launches herself into the air. Superhuman Falcon punches a water balloon with healing, of course. Gut punches him, so he loses his oxygen. He lands. She basically heals back together as she's kicking his ass.
She kidnaps him and says, I'm training you. That's basically all that happens. It's like, hey, bro, the beginning, it doesn't take a normal approach either. Literally, she ends up kidnapping the poor kid. And it's like, hey, by the way, I'm training you now. And he just is so belligerent, so dead set on just like sticking it to her. He ends up being everything that she wants him to be. More. Oh yeah, and more. And the interactions in between the two of them is just great. Like when Suzune just like comes up and she sees him like doing some push-ups and everything like that, and you see the interaction. Rose is sitting on top of this giant stone block on the back of Usato, and he clicks his tongue, and she's like, "Oh, what was that?" It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're just so light. It's just so light." "Oh, really now? Oh, thank you for being such a gentleman. Here's another 2-ton block on your back."
Yeah, and the kid had to constantly. So the genius. And this falls nothing short of genius in the writing scheme. The way this healing works is he is constantly repairing himself, very similar to Wolverine, where Wolverine has adamantium things, it's weighing him down. Every movement rips and breaks his muscles and bones apart, and they repair it at such a fast, in such fast order that he just gets stronger. Same thing here. He's doing push-ups. Every push-up he does is like his first push-up, but he's pushing himself to the limit every single time. That's why she's got so much weight on him. It's not because he can handle the weight. It's because he's built his body through tenuous, torturous, agonizing one push-up reps. And that's the only way I can even see it. He's got a one rep max. Every time he does it, every time he goes down and up, it's a 1 rep max. And that style of training is ingenious if you think about it, because you are pushing yourself 100% every single time. And every time you rip a muscle, every time you hit that PR, that's you're instantly back to your peak again, with that PR no longer being your limit. Yeah. And it is an ingenious way to maximize your limit. The only thing I really wish they would have expanded on was what powers your mana. Because you see him, it's even remarked that he's got washboard abs. He's hit physical peak. But I was hoping that they were going to say something along the lines of your mana pool is replenished by your caloric intake or something like that. I'm happy they didn't go the Goku route where he just consumes everything and anything in sight. But
well, they didn't. They never specified on his replenishment. Just like, hey, you just need to relax or rest, and it'll replenish itself over time. They never went into great thing. Yeah, they never went into great details about whether or not it was something that can expand or grow. Like the more you use it, the more mana you have, the larger your pull becomes or anything. They never went into great details about it. You see him max out his mana. You see him like reach to a point to where he runs out of mana, but they never talk about the limitations being permanent or not permanent. They just talk about, you need to sit here and recover your mana.
Well, see, I had assumed incorrectly, I might add, because now that you mention it, they never mention his mana becoming bigger. They didn't even mention that his healing was better. I was really hoping that they would bring in, because they did mention there are 2 other healers that you see that don't have the same knack, let's call it, for self-healing like he does. But they're very good healers, and he does remark that the guy, so they're siblings, the brother has a very rich, deep green flowing like a lake, placid, calm, and his healing was far superior to his own.
Right. And when you look at Rose's, it's the exact same thing. How she uses it, it's the exact same thing. Now, Rose does talk about him like becoming a better healer and everything like that as he trains more. And she does say that it'll be in the future when he really kind of touches on that and he grows to that point. However, it's still a matter of him training and becoming better, because for him and Rose, they're a different type of healer, right? They're a different type, a unique type of healer, in that when battles are going on, they go out there to the vanguard and heal them out there on the battlefield, right? So he is a part of what's considered the rescue team. And you have 3 different color robes. You have black, gray, and white. Rosen and Usato are white, whereas of everyone else is black. And then the 2 other healers are gray. And the ones that wear black robes, they simply run out there, grab people off of the field, and run them back to be healed right away. So that way you have minimal to no deaths, as minimalized as possible anyways, on the battlefield. And that is their sole purpose. Rose and Usato, they, because of their unique abilities, the fact that they can heal themselves and train their bodies to an extent beyond the normal human capabilities, they're superhumans at this point. They can run out to the field, heal people, literally pick them up like they're a sack of potatoes, and run away with a couple people and heal them and jump and bob and weave and everything else at the exact same time and heal them, and then continue doing that throughout the battlefield to help turn the tide of the battle. And
I do it. I'm good.
I was going to say, so that's one of the really interesting aspects, right? That you never really see in terms of healing on a battlefield, or when you have healers in the party, is you never have them actually going into the thick of it, into the middle of the battles, and actually able to hold their own if they need to in a battle, right? But healers are always like in the back, in the tent, healing.
Support group.
Exactly. Whereas they are in the thick of it. They're with the vanguard out there, just kicking butt and taking names.
Now, what I thought was kind of interesting, now that you mention it, yes, they're very unique in the sense that they're able to essentially never run out of stamina and the mana used to heal himself. This is why I figured it grew. This is why I figured his mana pool was expanded past what it normally was, because it was stated he got to a point where his natural use of just like healing himself was matching his refillment rate. Basically, he would never run out so long as he was only worried about himself. It was a throwaway comment, but it showed his advancement.
Well, not necessarily, right? It's not his refill rate. It's his ability to limit the amount of mana that he can use consistently, right? Because it's commented that, I should be able to go for like an entire half day or whatever at using this amount of mana throughout the whole thing. And when you start interjecting or inserting all these external elements, that forces you to extend the amount of mana that you're not expecting to use outside of it, because fear and all these other emotions play a role in it. And it's even commented, once you're able to control those emotions, once you're able to think more clearly, you could properly regulate the amount of mana that you use, so that way you're not wasting it all, at least to an excess.
Not overhealing himself.
Right.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So maybe I misconstrued that. Maybe he got better control rather than a higher limit. I'd like to think that due to his training, it didn't just refine his body, it refined his control, and he leveled up. Because you also see the other heroes practicing and training and refining, and they're getting stronger, and they have access to stronger spells. They have proper teachers. They're better swordsmanship, better abilities. They leveled up, for lack of a better way to put it. I was hoping that maybe you'd agree that he leveled up too in a certain
100%. I mean, like you can tell he's leveling up in a manner of speaking. They don't talk about levels in this anime at all. They don't talk about a level system. You don't have a stats menu or anything like that. You have your magic. You train. That's it. You don't have an item box or anything like that. What you have on you is what you got on you. You can't pull into these miraculous scenarios where it's like, bloop, leveled up. You earned a new skill. It's like, no, like straight up, that doesn't exist here, which I'm really happy with. But the interactions Usato has with Suzune and Kazuki is funny and hilarious too, especially with Suzune, because going back to him doing push-ups with that stone block, and she's sitting there and she notices he's got these bulging muscles on him. She's like getting a little thirsty, and she lifts up his shirt and sees the abs. She's like, look at that beef. Oh, let me touch that. It's like, she's like drooling at the mouth. She is like ravenous for him. And
then when they're all alone, she goes, it's got to come out with the washboard abs, dear.
So
it was nice seeing somebody else other than the main character just utterly thirsty.
Yes. It was great.
I feel like she was the audience. You know what I mean? Like so he used the ability the smart way that anybody with a brain would use the ability. And she was the audience with all the commentary like, good Lord, look at that. Are you serious? He did that? Like all the commentary you would say, all the comments you'd throw on the videos, I feel like a lot of them she was just interjecting for us.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't say that everything that people are thinking are like is what she's
not interjecting, but
right. I would like let's clarify. Unless hey,
she went out there.
She went out there.
She went out there. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he was like the very down to earth, like kind of like, let's like kind of happy go lucky, whatever, like innocent kind of mentality, but not the bad kind of innocent mentality where he's just like kind of like
he
focused.
Wasn't oblivious.
He understands, and it's nice writing. It's very well done. It was done in such a way. This anime was done in such a way where my wife, who is not a action fantasy isekai fan, right? Because it's not really her cup of tea, right? It's especially when it's an action fantasy type combination. It's not her cup of tea. It's not what she really strives for. The writing on this was actually so well done, and she had fun actually watching this. She loved it. And there were points in this that definitely kind of hit those notes where it's not happy, fun, good times the whole time. You have a couple of points where it is just depressing and sad, and they tie it in perfectly. And you have points where you're just like, oh, I hope that does not happen. I hope this is not going to end up the way I think it's going to end up or anything like that. So you end up enjoying the show, but you also have this deep relationship with one of the characters, and then you learn more about them, and then you learn about their background, and then you're just like getting sucker punched right in the feels out of nowhere. So it really kind of plays to really great storytelling.
It was one of the few things that I can't really say too many bad things about this anime, but it was one of the few things I did not like was how open-ended the ending was. But it gives me really, really good hope for season 2. Because I think, if I remember correctly, they said season 2 was in production. Did I read that wrong?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, they might not have mentioned it they might not have mentioned it in the anime, but I could have sworn I read that somewhere. At the very least, I'm hopeful for it.
Right? Yeah. No, I mean, like it was done really well. It was a great show. It sucks how it ended. But you know, it's an open ending, and I feel like the series was too short. 13 episodes was short. It was good. Yes. It was appropriately paced. I just wish there was more. Yeah,
I agree. I really do agree.
All right. I mean, honestly, we could go on. There's a lot more we could honestly talk about, but then it starts getting into a lot more of the nitty-gritty details and stories. And honestly, this is one where you should go and watch it, right? Where the less said is honestly better in this in this case, simply because the show is really well done. The artwork is really well done. The character growth and development is spectacular, not just for Usato, but you see it for Suzune, and then you also see it for Kazuki as well, and then all the other characters as well. You learn more about them. You learn their backgrounds. You learn what really kind of goes for them and how they are growing in general and the interactions that they have with them. So it is very nice to see. And they do talk about the other healers. So that way, you know about what's going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, there's so much here that they do, and there's so much story left to tell. It's one of the few things that is one of the few ones, aside from No Game, No Life, and aside from that's pretty much just like No Game, No Life. I'd put it on the same tier as that. I would want a second season. I'm worried there's not going to be one.
Right. Yeah. All right. So on a scale of up to 10, sir, how would you rate this?
9. Easily a 9. It would be 10 if it gave a more solid ending, more rounded ending, but 9. 100% a 9. And you?
I give it a 9 as well. I didn't like the open ending. That's the only reason why it's not getting a 10. The story, honestly, for me is really well done. The music was great for when it needed to be there, which wasn't all the time. It was very tastefully done. And on top of that, the artwork, it was great. It was well done.
Oh, beautiful.
Just couldn't ask for better. And the uniqueness of the story, how they approached healing magic, how they approached characters being isekai, everything about it was it was nice. It was a breath of fresh air. Definitely would recommend this to anyone, including people who are not into anime, who are new to anime. This is kind of this would be a safe one.
Entry.
Yeah, this is a great entry point for them. Even if you watched it dubbed, still a great entry point, right? Because the voice actors for the dub were even done well.
Yeah, I agree. I watched one or two with dubs with my wife. What I will say, the only thing that could put a kind of a sour taste in your mouth is the fact that our main character doesn't have a proper moral standing, if I am saying that right, because either enemy or friend, it doesn't matter to him. And when you're at war, it should matter, in my mind. They're at war with the demon race.
So here's the thing, right? And since you brought that up, Rose even points out the naivety of his mentality on it, right? So she even points out, it's like, I keep forgetting that you are a kid, right?
Yeah.
He's 17. He's a teenager. He's still a child. Yeah. He still doesn't understand the realities of the world, and he will have to be in a point to where it's a life or death type of situation. But again, it's pointed out in the show. It's pointed out in the series that it is a naivety. So it's not that it's a sour point. He has this viewpoint, and it's a viewpoint that a lot of people, even in the real world, share, right? I would never do this. It's like, well, you're naive if you think that's the case 100% of the time. Right?
Yeah. No, so, I mean, I agree with you on that. It was just, that was the only thing that I found a bit off, but everything else was just on point in my mind.
Yeah. All right. So next week's choice, sir. It is my choice if
I believe it is your choice. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just have to choose a recommended anime.
Okay.
And as far as what we're going to be choosing and watching, we're going to watch
Glass Lip season 2. No, okay.
I got no.
Glass Lip, the FAP edition.
Oh man, no. Please no. God no.
With live commentary.
No, we're gonna do some. I know I have this laundry list of anime. It's Goose in our chat says Glass Slip, but in 3D.
Yes.
Yeah, no. That's a hard pass. Hard pass. Oh my god. All right. So we're gonna do honestly, I feel like trying to watch something a little older. So we're gonna go pre-2000.
Oh,
All right. And we're gonna watch Sweet Jesus, man. You know, honestly, I'm going through the list and we've seen a whole bunch of them. I gotta keep scrolling. Ugh.
what about Is It Wrong to Pick Up a Girl in a Dungeon? Have we done a review on that one?
We have not, but they have a new season coming out, and I don't want to start that yet. That's not a path I'm not. That's the path I'm not ready to go down again.
I'm only up to like season 2 or 3 right now. No, I did finish season 2. I'm on season 3.5, I think. Probably on season 5 by now.
Really? All right. Not season 5. Season 5's not out yet, just so you know. Yeah, they definitely are pretty good though. We're gonna watch. No, I am gonna choose a.
Oh my goodness! You can't even see season 1.
Yeah, you can.
Not on Crunchyroll.
No, it's originally on High Dive. That's where you'd have to watch it. Yeah, Tokyo Revengers, man. We're not gonna go old. We're gonna go current.
Really,
and
Tokyo Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers. Why not? It's 24 episodes long.
Have we not done that yet?
Nope. Goose says Jack chooses no such thing. Anyways, if you feel like we did it too much justice, not enough justice, got something right, got something wrong, plain old whatever else happened, feel free to let us know. All our contact information and everything, how you can contact us and all that wonderful stuff is available in the show notes, as well as on our website at featuredanimepodcast.com. And of course, if you want to get yourself some nice, delicious Tokyo treats, you can use our affiliate link with coupon code Featured Anime, get $5 off that very first box. And of course, we stream live every Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then right after the show, we drop right into our patron-only Discord and we watch something. And right now we are going through the series of Glass Lip. If you want to join us and have fun with us, patreon.com/featured anime podcast. And until next time, I'm Jack.
I'm Rick. And we'll see you next time.